Hi, everybody. It's Melinda. Nice sunny morning here. Another divinely inspired talk. And today I just want to remind you, and this is based on something that happened to me yesterday. I got a little out of sorts yesterday. A few of you who I talked to kind of know that. um, got really triggered, and I know that I'm not the only one. So I just want to remind you and remind myself that we're not feeling ourselves right now. We are not. We are all interconnected, remember? Very, very interconnected. And so, with that interconnection, it's important to remember that we really are operating underneath the one mind. We really are feeling the herd and of humanity. And right now, the herd's focus is pretty finely tuned on what's happening politically here in the United States. And so it's not just us in the United States that are feeling this. This is people all over the world. I've been very, very surprised and humbled by that my clients, who I get to work with people all over the world. I have clients in over 25 countries. How cool is that? And when I get to speak to people outside of the United States, they are quite concerned about our current political environment, and they are definitely tuned in. And so the energy of this particular campaign and this particular presidential election is the volume is so high, so incredibly high. And I spoke to a client this morning who said, I just have this general anxiousness and anger this morning. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I know that feeling. And by the way, that's not you. So I want to invite you all once again to remember we're all interconnected. We're not just feeling ourselves. It's actually quite impossible to do that because we are hardwired to stay safe. We are hardwired to feel the people around us, whether it's in we live in proximity or not, and certainly where the population is more condensed and there's more people living closer, we're going to feel the volume louder. But even if we're isolated and alone, we're still going to have subtle traces of what's happening in the world feeding into our nervous system because we're supposed to be feeling our fellow human beings. Um, so when things are so loud and so intense right now, it's going to feed into what you're feeling. And so the mistake I made yesterday is I had a couple experiences with a family member and a friend, and I just had this enraged kind of reaction. It was way more than what the situation really necessitated. Absolutely. So so at the end of the day, I had some really nice, kind people helping calm me down, and that was really great. And then I realized, oh right, what I was feeling and that intensity, which I aimed, oops, sorry, um, into a situation that energy had nothing to do with those people. It had nothing to do. So we have this kind of back pressure of anxiousness, worry, fear, panic, paralysis, feeling helpless, hopeless. Like those are the general feelings that I see a lot of people are into feeling right now. And that is just not you. That is you plus millions and millions of people who are very tied into watching the current political election that's happening here. So for the next 3 weeks, and even after the the election, and once the shift and changes happen, even after, I just implore you, please, please understand you're not feeling yourself. And if you were to do a very simple practice, it's just what I consider energetic hygiene, just doing a very simple practice every day of questioning what you're feeling. And it's really simple. So I'm going to walk you through it just so you have it available to you so that you can yourself come back to, well, all right, so everybody's having their experience and everybody's having their opinions, which were totally, completely allowed. And what is my experience? absent of the tsunami and the volume of energy that's behind it from everyone else. I don't want to be feeling everybody else's experience right now in my nervous system. And so I have to be really careful. And I realized yesterday I just really allowed that energy to kind of take over my experience, and I put in everyone else's energy into a personal situation. That's a huge mistake. And we can really change the energetic climate significantly if we begin to filter out other people's experiences of what's happening right now. So this is how it goes. So our body has a higher wisdom. Our body knows its individual fingerprint. It knows exactly my unique individual energetic fingerprint in the sea of humanity. My body wisdom knows that. And I get caught up and I forget that I'm not just feeling myself, that I'm actually feeling a lot of people around me, like all of humanity. And so I begin with a conversation with my inner body's wisdom. Hey, body wisdom, how's it going? I love that. And I take a snapshot of how I'm feeling right now. So I'm going to invite you, take a snapshot. How do you feel? And look for something that's edgy or uncomfortable, anxious, feeling a little worried or nervous. Find that within yourself. And I'm sure you've been calling it you. May or may not be. We don't know, but we're about to find out. So just take a snapshot of that feeling. I'll just tune into what I was feeling yesterday, which is significantly changed. Okay. All right. So you got your little snapshot. Click. There's my current state of being internally. And then ask your body's wisdom, how would this feeling feel different? Bring me the experience. So we're taking our mind out of the process. Bring me the experience of how this feeling, whatever you chose, I just chose general angst. How would this feel different if I wasn't feeling everyone's current position politically and feelings everybody else's reactivity about the United States election? How would this feeling feel different if I wasn't feeling them right now? Bring me the experience. And then take a breath. And then notice how it shifts. This is not what you think it would feel different. No, this has nothing to do with mind. This has everything to do with your body showing you, teaching you how you are within the sea of humanity. It's you learning your individual experience of it, absent of everyone else's. And I would invite you to do this again and again and again. And how would I feel different if I wasn't feeling the effects of the hurricane that just swept through the East Coast on the United States? So for those of us who live here, there's a lot of destruction. A lot of lives got upheaved. How would I feel different if I wasn't feeling the life lost and the world's reaction in Haiti? There's so many things that are happening around the world. We're all interconnected with all of it. And to some degree, we're going to be feeling that within ourselves. And if we're not making distinctions, we're going to do what Melinda did yesterday, and we're going to have a small experience, and we're going to bring a lot of energy into it that's just not necessary. Because I didn't know myself, because I wasn't catching it, that I was feeling a lot of anger and a lot of powerlessness, I guess, was part of what kind of rode in on yesterday's experience. But we're going to be bringing that in to personal experiences. It's not necessary. It's not helping. My nervous system was just blown out yesterday. Thank you all for who helped me calm down. And those have really deep physiological effects. It affects our cortisol, it affects our ability to focus and to work and show up and be in relationship. It just has massive effects. And so to be calmer in this particular time on the planet, I think it's kind of important to not get caught up in all of the angst and all of the fear. There's so much fear. And it would be lovely to kind of bypass that and say, okay, I'm nervous, I'm worried, and I can address my own. But if I'm feeling the volume of humanity in my nervous system, I'm going to be erratic. I'm not going to be a very nice person to be around. I'm going to be acting out in ways that probably aren't in my in alignment with my truest self and in my truest nature. So, this would be a really great practice. And I know I've talked about this practice in the past, and it really has been the thing that's helped me get to know myself. And obviously, I forget from time to time, which is why I'm doing this for you all, is because I forgot. And, I'm the one that's just done it so much. And there's some other people that do it. It's just important right now with the current political environment, with everything that's happening. The world's eyes are on the United States and what's happening, and these two individuals that potentially could take the helm. It's really important to keep yourself as focused and as centered in self as you possibly can. And this practice is the thing that really got me into that place where I could to know myself better. It is the thing that got me out of the Aurora Theater shooting 10 minutes before the shooting happened, is because I felt something so deeply not me. And because of this practice, I was able to say, that's not me. I don't know what that feeling is, but that's not me. And it was because I constantly was practicing, how would I feel if I wasn't feeling X, Y, and Z? Just as a way of being through my day. So I hope this helps. If any of you have questions, you can certainly email me, and I'd be happy to talk more about this. I think this is a very, very powerful tool. It's one of the very first tools that when I started practicing and learning about metaphysics, it's the one that gave me the most traction within myself. It helped me to really know what I thought, what I believed, because we're living in a sea of information. And the more interconnected we become, the more high the volume becomes energetically. And right now, the emotions were all synced up. And that's not a good thing, I don't think. So I want to say a shout out, Tracy. Hi, Tracy. Oh my God, is what Tracy says. It must have been in the air. I had an experience in the same manner. I know, right? Whoops. I so needed to hear this now. Good. I'm glad. And I almost called you because I handled it all wrong. Well, you know what, Tracy, you handled it as best you could. And as did I. I handled those situations as best I could in the moment. And certainly looking at it now that I've had some space, now that I've done some clearing, now that I can see where the current environment in the herd is, I can go, oh, right, that's just not me, and that's not where I want to be. And my participating in that conversation is not going to benefit me or the current environment. So we did the best. Self-awareness is probably super key right now. Just thinking out loud, which is why I'm broadcasting these things. So thanks, Tracy, for showing up. Lisa Bear, how are you? It's so good seeing you. Hi, Amy. What's going on? Lisa, Rachel. Hi, Lisa Walker. Jamie, it's good seeing you. I hope you're doing well. Sarah, good to see you. Dave Bolin, what's up, sir? And Colleen and Mark, thank you for all showing up, for joining in for this little chat. And hopefully this helps give you a little internal, brings the volume down internally. And from that place, we can really make clearer choices. We can have clarity. Whereas if we're just feeling the volume of everything and everyone around us, there's no clarity here in the thinking, there's no clarity in the heart. It's just a whirlwind of information, and it's a lot of fear-based, so it's just not going to feel good. I do believe this is probably the most powerful time that we've ever had on the planet to heal ourselves. And I too want to thank all the political candidates and everything that's happening for really bringing all of these dark, recessed things into light, that we really do have the opportunity to heal this now. And what is within our awareness is within our ability to heal. So with all of the ugly truths coming out, ugly might be a bit of a judgment, and that's okay. I'm fine being judgmental because I am. With all of this coming to light, it's just offered me massive opportunity to go deeply within myself and heal those things within me. And for every one of us, it really is our opportunity to look within. The fingers need to stop pointing outside of ourselves. That healing, I know, happens internally, and when I shift internally, everything outside of me, the entire reality changes. So as a community, we can come together, we can look at these things, say, yes, these are issues, and we can start here. And that's the most powerful place we've got, right? So let's just do that. Much love to you all. Thank you all for showing up and spending this time with me, showing up. Lisa, you're welcome for confirming the truth for you. It's kind of, I think that's kind of my soul's purpose right now, is I'm just, just need to call it what it is, and we just need to validate some truth. So the deepest truth that we are experiencing right now in our country for sure is that some things got suppressed that shouldn't have. We're now able to take ownership of it. We as human beings can take ownership of the things that we as human beings have done in the past, and that can be healed. And that is the deepest truth, is this is the most wonderful opportunity that we've ever had to heal, to evolve, and to move into a very different vibration that really is built on honesty, loving, caring, compassion, generosity, goodwill, and remembering our humanity. That's certainly what we're here to do, right? Much love to you all. Thank you for showing up. I'll let you know when the next inspiration comes. They're coming pretty fast and hard these days, so you might be seeing more of me. Take care. Much love to you all. Bye-bye.